All right, everybody, let's get on in it and get right to it for new week, new Tuesday, first Tuesday session of the year. Great to see everybody. Let's get right to some biz while the rest of you pile on in. Get the 2 week free trial, Harmonic Pattern Collection. Okay, send your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. I'll have an announcement on Thursday because we're going to do a strategy session next Wednesday. So anybody that subscribes to the software or is a recent owner or does even take a trial, we'll give you access to that. That's going to focus on NQ specific harmonic pattern collection strategies, namely our HSI dot on the 5 minute. Right now, Nasdaq's up 175. Dow doing things, S&P doing things, ready to kind of continue price discovery. Right now, 753. I think we're just gonna, probably grind a little higher off of this, during our session, maybe run to the hop, 791. We'll talk more about that next week. Specifically, a lot of the things we're doing focus on the dot and arrow dot diamond, just our confirmation, harmonic levels of overbought, oversold areas that give us pretty sweet entries. Low drawdown, almost no drawdown, really. So settle in, guys. Come on in. Let's get a little late start today, but want to get right to it here of talking about in light of recent events. Take a look at maybe crude oil, maybe look at some of these energy stocks, and then go from there. I know Bitcoin's popping a little bit, and not a biggie. I mean, again, we're just squeezing that zone. We'll get to Bitcoin in a few minutes, but the crude chart, guys, is kind of a nothing burger here. A really no. You would think after what happened this weekend, this kind of unrest would really send crude higher. I'm actually of the opposite opinion, and I'm waiting for a larger breakdown in crude oil to go back and retest some targets. Software is spitting out targets generally 42.82 to 44.85 on light sweet crude. New York 57.64 currently. So, it's been a slow grind lower, but that's where the targets have been. I know we talked about this even last summer. Maybe it was like August we were looking at this because we haven't looked at it, haven't had much reason to look at it until recently. Great to see you guys. Hey, we'll give away, some 30-day packages. A couple people that won the software over the holidays. Most of you kind of snapped it up. So, and it was great to see. Again, welcome all the new software owners, everybody that, took advantage of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I'll do another special. It's just kind of, we got to kind of make it so that, we only have that discount that time of year. But the thing is that part of what I'm going to do in the new year with the software, more active strategy session, kind of trading, futures trading sessions than I have before. So stay tuned for that. If you are a new owner, you'll get an email. If you've received an email from me about membership, don't worry, you're already on the list. Light sweet crude, that's it. But I think there's other things that we've looked at that are kind of related to the energy sector that are probably a bit more interesting, more potential. A lot of them are the nuclear. Things like SMR and NNE, those are two big high flyer names that went from, 10 to almost 60. SMR's back down all the way, doing kind of a reset here, but really nice pattern. Kind of early, But that's one. And if you guys have any that you want to look at, especially in the energy sector, let me know. Nano nuclear, okay, another one, nearly 60 off of the low at 20. All right, nice retracement, sizable. But my only question is this trending? Yeah, it is. And I still think this is just one of those high beta stocks that will go through swings like this. But overall, especially since that IPO, this is making longer term progress. And that's going to be the continued theme for the year. We want stuff that's winning on a retracement, but winning and ready for the next leg. Yep, great to see everybody. What's going on? Hope it looks like everything's good. Volume sounds good. Okay. Oh, the other one I wanted to bring up, well, the two others, Oklo. Okay, big dot, and this is really what we're looking for in a lot of these retracement situations. I mean, up here, guys, 190. Down here, 70, but where's the dot? There's a dot there. Okay, but 4 hour time frame for Oklo was like this. Diamond dot. This is something I'm going to talk about next week too. Okay, ever since we brought in the diamond, that's the three of them, the arrow, the diamond, and the dot is kind of an extra special juicy harmonic spot. And it doesn't have to be at the absolute inflection, but when we get those three signals, I'm paying attention. I mean, much like we had up here right in December, we had a sharp reaction. But look, we had a continuation, diamond, dot, and the arrow, dot, diamond and dot right on top of each other. There's the ideal line. We're going to be doing a lot of that next week. So again, if you want to get with the software, just DM me. Hey, let's do that. HPC 30 gets the first 30-day package, and we'll give you access to next week. Please, if you have not won before, I'd really appreciate that. And we'll give you the Discord link. Yep, HPC 30. Anyway, those are three big high flyers that we're looking to settle out and then give us a new continuation point in 2026. Bloom Energy is the other one. Okay, we had some going into the end of the year, and now we're generating some oversold. So this one, not so much, but it's in the group. In the group. A couple other ones, the energy related, things that are going to work. Okay, refiners and Valero, you guys know, has been one that's been I've liked it all last year. I still like it. I think Valero is a stock that will see 200 pretty soon. And even this one just 2 weeks ago here on the 4 hour time frame gave us multiple bullish patterns at 162, now 180. We'll wait, just look for that next pullback, and this is going to be another one that we will feature over and over again going forward. Kind of build out a winner list and stick to it. That's right. Thanks. I guess nobody wants the HPC 30. I don't know. I know I'm late here. Hold on. Let me get that out. HPC 30. Hello. Or I'll stop giving it away. I mean, I'm good. I'm good. Anyway, that's three. MPC versus HPC. What's up, Greg? Yeah, Marathon Petroleum. That's the other one pretty much. And this one's a bit on a retracement recently. Daily dot diamond bang. I like that. Marathon Petroleum is another one when we pull out the trend. Did we get to one? We didn't get 159. Yeah, but Lino, you already won. I think I'm just going to stop. I think it's just it. Don't know. I like that though, Greg. I really do. And again, that's you're in that spot where okay, it did a real nice move second half last year, and that's a nice retracement, getting ready for yet another continuation. And the weekly's better. Weekly is even better. Daily bat, but why isn't this going to come back at the moment? Look, you've got this. You got the arrow, a couple of continuation arrows. So, yeah, Marathon, Valero atop the list. Some of those individual energy nuclear stocks, two of them, like SMR and NNE, are really close. Some of the other ones, how about like uranium? UEC is just, this is one that we have gone through over the years, guys, where we were following this at 3, 5. Now it's 14. And check out what we're generating today. And I think this is something that probably goes a lot higher from here. UEC, Uranium Energy Corp, daily bullish dot in an uptrend. This is the exact kind of thing we want to see. UEC, 14 bucks, fat finger long. Cuz and that's weekly chart, by the way, not daily. All right? So all of that kind of within the case of even on the daily chart, we're up against this bearish pattern, but where's the confirmation? Confirmation is a bullish continuation. So we're 14 now. I mean the number off of the pattern itself, and if we're really going to fail, is actually going to be the breakout above 1450, because then that means this whole thing fails. It's already a dud, but a lot here that just continuing, keep going, keep riding it higher. The other one was so the uranium ETF, the URA, Global X. I saw this. Check that out. Gartley Type 2 on a 43.63. The confirmation is pretty much from the prior initial test, but you've got a massive bottom here, guys. That's a big continuation play ready to go. It kind of reminds me of solar. I mean, well, silver and solar. And then again, I'm going to hit you guys over and over with this stuff where we're using the software. Okay, up to me. The rest of you just, I'll just look, follow along on the software and I'll take your ideas, but I'm going to show you, my top group of things exactly like this, where doesn't look like much unless you've worked with the software or you know what the software is telling us. High level continuation dot goes valid by Friday, but this is pretty much already in business. So a lot going on there. I mean, again, this is where this kind of high level continuation signal is where things can truly go into price discovery, and you can project out, long-term trend channel as a minimum assumption going forward. Just within the last few years. Okay, that's pretty much the progress we're going to continue and stay on that path. It's just that to me, actually, with this high level bullish continuation, this thing looks like it wants to go on, just start a whole new channel. To me, it's what this kind of looks like is, hey, we start here, get the continuation, and find yourself retesting highs at 60 bucks pretty soon. I mean, within 8-10 weeks, next few months. One or two. The other one is TAN, Solar ETF. All right, it's funny because you had this whole big thing over the weekend, and then it's supposed to drive energy prices. It will, but in different ways. It's going to send crude lower, but we're still going to need solar, and you're going to still have the silver situation. But this TAN ETF, 51. Guys, you can buy this anywhere. 48, 50, 51, doesn't matter. 55, it's going to 68. All right, just play it up to target one, and then we'll see. But that's a one of the few actual recovery plays that I'm really looking at where we've done this massive 886 multi-year. All right, there's a few things going on here. Even the monthly is a monster pattern. So aren't too many bottom feeders I'm really looking at, but this one has got a few things that I really think are going to see higher progress. Target one, maybe target two this year. A couple. Yeah, we'll get to Bitcoin in about 2 minutes. I'll look at Tesla and then I'll look at Canadian Solar. All right, Tesla. We said this last time. All right, we want to be looking for the next oversold entry, which is after we deal with this crab pattern, because my end of the decade target is like above 800. I mean, I don't think that's even a big deal. But next 3-4 years, Tesla at 800 is the general plan. But right now, with the weekly type 2 deep crab, we've been really clear about this, needs to come off of this. That's how you read it. This is a prime ideal harmonic pattern framework situation where all you need to do is just kind of look at what the software is kicking out and describe it to yourself. Where are we? It's a type 2. T2 is generated, not to mention we have an arrow and a dot with a diamond right in the middle for that extra special confirmation I was just talking about. Maybe we don't go to all the way to target 2, but we're going to need some kind of oversold confirmation. I think what's going to happen is we'll get oversold on the daily and probably grind out where we just, we hold this zone. If Tesla's really strong. But right now, been really clear. This thing needs to do a mild retrace. You're 429 at the moment. Listen, you almost want this to go to 372 for now. I mean, that would probably be the best thing for it. Go to 372 and give us a dot down here. Or dot, arrow dot diamond would be best. Let that come in. But Tesla's going to be, listen, it's just like last year. Last year we were saying, okay, let it come in. We're going to get oversold, and then that's the next jump on point. Couple more. Yeah, then I'll jump over to Bitcoin. Yep, CSIQ. I think these are all going to catch a bid. They've done a massive recovery. I mean, that was the recovery play last year. CSIQ, especially, I know we looked at these patterns, but it looked like this was going to zero down here. Now, look, big weekly bat pattern. So you have my attention, certainly. And I think TAN, the ETF, is the best way to play it. But with a bunch of these, individual stocks like this, if they can break out, it's kind of you're kind of fighting like this downtrend type of thing. But if we can clear this, certainly, this could be a great recovery candidate. Look, multiple patterns. Everything was basically like $12 was the maximum harmonic support. So I think early stages, that's a big, last year was like the wake up thrust. That's weekly. There's your monthly. That was the thing on here. It was this real crazy type 2 on the monthly of the Gartley. So 22 right now. Let it come back. It's somewhere under $20. I mean, it did its big move. It's got to come off, but maybe CSIQ is like a retest at 1831, that XA level. What was the other one? CSUN, I think. No. Oh, well, it was Solar Edge and First Solar. Those were the two we've talked about all last year. First Solar is all the way up here at 285. Nice recovery. Okay, again, a little different than the tan. I mean, this could continue higher, but I'd be respecting that 285 resistance right now. Look at tan anywhere at, 50 bucks. The other one was what? Rigetti, Solar, a silver. Yeah, silver's up again today, guys, and it's above 80 bucks. SLV is 74. This is just, what is it? I mean, besides just being amazing, it's a 1618 expansion. So that has been reached as of today. 72 and change is the big 1618. You're 73. Now, what's the zone we normally trace out is the 1902. So 1902 is kind of the overspill range. I'm amazed we've hit these targets already. And I've talked about these targets since really the summer. But with getting there that fast, I'd have to say if we overspill on SLV, that's as high as 84. And that might make sense in this seasonal time of, I've been saying this over and over again. November, December, January, February. Precious metals love to rally during that time of year. And look at what we got. Silver's up 475 right now at 81.40. It's just insanity. And I'll tell you the other thing, the takeaway on this with silver, okay, and this, you guys know the importance of the 1618 and how to use the 1902, but let's watch this zone between 72 and 84. Okay, because if we're going to eventually go extreme harmonic parabolic, and this is what Bitcoin should be doing, by the way, but it's not. But if silver, like gold, is going to do extreme harmonic expansion, parabolic moves, what is that? Well, that's, what it is. 2618 is the minimum extreme. You build that zone out. That's like 112. 314, that's the second number in that spread. And that's like 130, 133, and then 3618. And the maximum possibility on this run for me, okay, would be like a 3618. We're going to see a great deal of how much potential, how quickly that could take shape, if it will take shape. All right. But, right now we're targeting probably mid 80 or at least 80 bucks. And then beyond 80 bucks, guys, there's nothing until you see about 112, 115. I know people think silver's done. It might be halfway done. It's insane. Last year was gold, this year's silver. And platinum and palladium too. I think there are definitely there's other situations there too. Platinum, we said PLG for a long time, still looking at that. 262 coming off a big pattern, but this is where some of these miners could really explode. I haven't hit that yet. PLG, because what is it, daily? Where's the daily? Oh, the daily's a 188 retest. But I'll go on this. This is PLG. I'm waiting for either the retest or I'll take it on another daily dot. Like that dot and that dot. And probably start leaning into some of these speculative minor plays. I mean, this one, and then the well-known ones like CDE. These are just ready to go and do a next wave higher. A lot going on there. I mean, really, the silver story is the precious metal story, even more than gold. Gold, 5,000, I think that's a foregone conclusion at this point. You have GLD well above 400, and just continuing, just a massively aggressive uptrend. without giving back anything. And I'll say this,